Hello, my name is Brandon and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And today we're going to be traveling all the way back to 1971 to listen to Tarkus by Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. I know this is one of their longest songs at just under 21 minutes, so hopefully I can do it some justice on first listen and extract what I can out of it. I've already read the full storyline for this one, and I've written the 7 sections down with a synopsis, next to each one of what's happening. That way I have some guidance as to what's going on musically with each section. And on this one, I'm really going to just focus on the music and the storyline in relation to each other and not the lyrics, so I don't overwhelm myself, because I know there's going to be so much musically to take in with a 21-minute song, and it's ELP, so I know exactly what I'm in for. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button as well as the notification bell to join the Retro Reactions crew, where it's all amazing music all the time. Am I ready? Let's find out.
The dawn ever seen your eyes? Have the days made you so unwise? Realize you are. Had you talked to the winds of time, then you'd know how the waters rhyme, taste of wine. How can you know where you've He just said a prayer, save every single hair on his head. He's dead. The minister of hate had just arrived too late to be spared. Who cared? The weaver in the web that he made. The pilgrim wandered in, committing every sin that he could. So good. The coroner of grief was set in the belief he'd be saved from the grave. The weaver in the web that he made. Took a blade to bless the ones who prayed and all obeyed. The messenger of fear is slowly drawing nearer to the time. A sign, the weaver in the web that he made. A bishop rings a bell, a cloak of darkness fell across the ground. Without a sound, the silent choir sing, and in their silence bring jaded sound. Harmonic crown, the weaver in the web that he made.
Wow. So that was the first four sections. We'll call it Overwhelming Progressive Rock 101. One of the finest examples. Wow. Wow, this is one of those need 100 listens to start fully grasping everything type of songs, to fully hear everything, to fully understand everything happening musically. But wow, enjoying it so far, definitely. Just so many surprises, so many things coming at a left and right. Each section, so different from each other, yet all connected into one song somehow. But that's the brilliance of ELP. So we'll start with section 1. I love the opening. Don't remember it much, but I think it was synth heavy, soft, and creating this interesting texture, kind of introducing us to the world of Tarkus, and love that. Lasted for a little while, and then we got an unexpected change. Everything ramped up, everything turned fast in tempo, and we got, some pretty intense organ sounds there. Of course, Keith, I think he's behind a lot of this song. I actually think he wrote most of the song I read, except for one of the sections. So it makes sense that Keith is like shining big time here, and is kind of the star of the show in a way, for me at least, being a keyboard person. I already know his amazing skills on the keys, and they're on full display here in every section of this song. Definitely heard an unusual bass tone in this section. I don't know what was being used for that. I assume it was a bass guitar. It was some kind of bass, but again, very unusual. Maybe you guys can let me know. We got some cool synth lines on the left, real short, but a big surprise. This is a song, where you don't know what's coming at you next, and I love that. Combine that with the unusual time signatures going on here, and just everything that I just mentioned works together, in a storm to create an otherworldly song, an otherworldly feeling, an otherworldly atmosphere. And it makes sense because that's what the subject is here. So, wow, really intense. So really amazing section 1. That was called Eruption, by the way, if you're not aware. And now we're moving on to section 2 called Stones of Years. This one sounded like a totally different song. And again, each section is going to be special and unique, I think. Greg's voice is highlighted here. Perfect as always. I noticed the organ tone changed here. Totally different tone. Really soft, beautiful tone compared to the last section. And I think that was to match Greg's soft vocals going on here. Yes, they did increase and got powerful, but just the soft tone of the organ, the soft tone of his vocals, amazing. Then I'm certain I heard a really intense piano come in, just boom, some really intense chords on the right side, I think. And again, big surprise, out of left field, a lot of out of left field moments in this song. Then the organ changed back to the rougher organ. We got a lot of staccato organ going on there. And that organ melody became very primitive, strong, and a bit mysterious. And, I think that may be representing the first monster. I know Tarkus battles a total of 4 monsters in this song, defeats 3 and is defeated by the last one. So again, I think that represents the first monster there. But still, we get a nice groove throughout this entire song. Such an interesting mix. Storytelling, weird, strange sounds, but still a classic 70s groove at the same time. Really interesting. And then we got some really cool delay effect on Greg's vocals at the end of that section. Happened a couple of times. Again, big surprise, out of left field. I love songs like this with so many surprising moments. Then we move on to the third section entitled Iconoclast. And, he meets the second monster, and then they have their battle. It's so interesting, this was a pretty short section, just over a minute, but in the music, they were conveying terror and battle perfectly through the sounds of the music, the instruments, the delivery, and I love that. Again, storytelling at its finest and darkest. Things actually got a little happier in the music at the end of that section, and to me that represented the victory by Tarkus over that monster. Then we move on to the fourth section titled Mass and the third monster that he defeats. I wrote down that every section in this song so far has really interesting, almost creepy melodies going on the way they were written. Again, perfect to fit this kind of story. Then the organ changed yet again. They put a really interesting effect on the organ. It sounded muted and very scratchy, almost like a guitar. I don't know what that was, but really, really interesting and really got to me in my ears because it's something I don't think I've ever heard quite like that before in an organ sound. Of course, I got to mention the great Carl Palmer. He's shining throughout. He's not too loud, not too forefront, like a typical rock song, but he's still shining. So many intricate parts, I heard him a lot in this section, but I appreciated a lot he was doing. I remember at one point I was strumming super fast because he was absolutely incredible. Surprisingly, I'm not hearing too much guitar going on here. I know Greg is doing both acoustic and electric. I just didn't hear it. I heard it at one section on the right, but I'm sure it's there. I'm just missing it. Again, overwhelming progressive rock 101. So much to take in. So much I won't hear on my first listen, but loving it. So let's go back a bit and continue.
Without a sound, the silent choir sing, and in their silence bring gated sound. Harmonic crown, the wheel in the wedding maid.
Those last 10, 20 seconds, goosebumps. Wow. Hard to describe that feeling. That could have got its own Epic Platinum Record Award, just those last 20, 15, 10 seconds, whatever it was. You know exactly what I'm talking about. As if this song wasn't amazing enough, they give us that at the end. They give me that at the end. Wow. So we'll go back to section 5, Manticore. Not too long, I think just about 2 minutes or so. But to me, it's the climax of the story because it's when Tarkus is finally defeated by the fourth monster. And there was much chaos in the music going on there. Literally a battle musically was going on, in my opinion. There was a musical idea, in the right and center, a big one that probably, I don't know who it represented, but then there was a response of another musical idea and then back and forth. You know what I'm talking about. They went back and forth. It was literally a battle to me in my head. And it's so amazing how they convey such specific storytelling with just the music, the way it was written, the way it was played on the instruments, executed, mixed. Unbelievable. Then we move on to section 6, which is called Battlefield. Again, the music to me represented, the aftermath of the battle. That's the feeling I got. The amazing Greg Lake returns on vocals, and to me, he's recapping a sad tale with great and powerful vocals. To me, that whole vocal section felt almost like a eulogy, like he was just singing about what had just happened, the intensity that just happened, and of course, the death or serious injury of Tarkus as well. I mentioned earlier not hearing much guitar. Well, I got it for sure in this section, and a lot of it. That guitar solo on the left, amazing. While he was playing, I felt like I was roaming, lost, and very sorrowful. Again, just from a guitar playing, what does that say? And then the organ sounds going on in this section were so majestic. Definitely the most majestic of all the song, even though there was so much organ and so many organ tones. Loved it here. I actually got slight Pink Floyd vibes in this section with the combination and sounds of that guitar, organ, and vocals. I can't be the only one. Let me know if you guys get the same out of that section or not. But anyway, such intensity by every single instrument here, especially in this section. Loved it. And we're finally at our 7th and final section, Aqua Tarkus. Again, a totally different feel in the tone of the music. This one felt like almost like a funeral march, and really loved that. I loved how every section was different, told its own story, yet they were all connected thematically and sonically in a way, if you think about it. Not too different, but just different enough. I did hear some hope in the music, some of the music there. Does that mean that, Tarkus will survive? Will he transform into something else? Will he recover? That is the question. And that's probably the softest snare drum I've ever heard. It started out on the right. I wasn't even sure what it was. Then it started building a little bit. I think it transferred over me into the left, got louder. It became a snare for sure. But, just another out of left field, unusual sound. I've never heard a snare played that way. Then they end this epic song with amazing gong and organ sounds. Again, left field. Don't know what's coming my way, but a perfect way to end it, or so I thought it was the ending. Because then, I don't know if there was a pause, but then we get some amazing, incredible synth. I don't even know what it was. You saw what it did to me, but those last 20, 15, 30 seconds, again, can't remember. I just talked about it right when I ended the song, but that last section, indescribable feeling. You saw what it did to me. Got me emotional, instantly. I don't know, but that says a lot for that part. One of my favorite parts of the song. But again, a song with many, many, many interesting and amazing parts. Wow. So I think I've said everything I want to say about this amazing song. Just one more thing. I really love that, we get this amazing, unique, almost creepy fantasy type of a story, really kept me engaged, but really the whole story is a metaphor for the futility of war. So, it can relate to from the fantasy world to the human world, reality, the harsh reality that's been going on since the beginning of time. So I love that metaphor there. Absolutely special, really interesting. So I think you know what I feel about this song. Just amazing. Blows my mind that it was written almost 50 years ago and by just 3 genius men, probably in their 20s, I'm guessing at that point. And this is what we get for all eternity. Wow, I'm going to give this one the double Epic Platinum Record Award. Yes, so deserving, for Tarkus by the amazing Emerson, Lake and Palmer, 1971. Thank you so much, Keith, Greg, and Carl, for this top-tier work of art. It's not a song, it's a work of art. It's a brilliant work of art for us to enjoy for all time. Luckily, I finally get to enjoy it, and you've got to enjoy it for many years, but I get it. You guys all told me how amazing it was, but nothing really compares to hearing it yourself, fully taking it in, fully appreciating it, well, as best as I could on first listen. Just all the amazingness going on here, and then I get what it means when you say it's brilliant. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. This will be an extra long one, so if you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below if you wish to chat about this epic song or anything ELP. Would love your feedback. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time in the past.